And then we get to the third chakra. A couple more gem elixirs. You notice a lot of gem elixirs. Gold, topaz, and cattail pollen. So third chakra is the sense of self. It's a, you know, Tiger's Eye, we're talking about the emotional sense of self, but this is the identity. Who am I? So to have a really strong third chakra means I know who I am. I know, you know, the projection that I'm putting out into the world. I have a very high sense of my worthiness. I have self-esteem. I'm able to create from a positive place in my life. And yeah, I mean, just looking at a piece of gold, that's kind of empowering. You know, it's that reflection of your inner value. Gold is in our Go Create formula, which is an abundance formula. But gold is really an important essence for anybody who has questions about their value, which again, a lot of them are inherited. You saw everybody else questioning, so you thought you would do that as well. And gold is simply saying, find the gold in yourself, find the true value, whatever it might be, however it is, whatever it looks like, and share that, and allow that to come out into the world. But it's a metal, you know, it's a really strong anchor for that. And it's not that expensive. You know, it's what, up to $1,000 an ounce now in the United States for gold? But this is what, 6 pounds for a quarter ounce? Vibrational gold is really cheap, is what I'm trying to say here. So it's finding that inner value, and not only finding it, but then expressing it. So for a person who's creating from a place of joy, from a place of empowerment, not, you know, power without love, but a place of empowered energy, love, joy, that's gold. Getting all the different aspects to work for you and creating from that place. So the person that might need one of these three essences has maybe had a lot of pressure from peers, from parents, from whoever saying, this is who you're going to be when you grow up. You know, I'm going to identify you for yourself. You don't have to worry about that. So you're my son, you're going to take over the business, you're this, you need to go to these schools, you know, be playing those sports and doing these things. And instead of the parents saying, and this is very much cattail pollen, instead of the parents saying, we're just going to stand back and recognize who you really are, and then we're going to support that. Kind of a novel approach, looking back over the last few generations. So cattail pollen, the signature of this flower is that it's very tall, 2 meters in Alaska where this was worked with and the essence was made. The male flowers up here full of pollen, the female flowers down there, and then these leaves like swords that actually go above the flower part of the plant. But the interesting thing that you can't see in this picture is the roots. The roots of the cattail are about that deep. Very, very shallow. And the reason that the cattail can support itself and grow up this tall and have this sort of, you know, posture is because of all the cattails growing around it. The roots intertwine with each other, and every cattail supports the cattails around it. And so it's able to reach this amazing height. And so the symbology in that is, if you're able to project who you really are from that larger self perspective, and what, you know, we call it life purpose. Why am I here? This is a good one for you, and this whole New Zealand thing, by the way. It's like if I'm just projecting, if my point of attraction is, I know who I am, I know what I'm here to do, and this is what I'm going to focus on, then you attract people to you that facilitate that. You attract situations to you that facilitate that. So if your projection is really upright, powerful, clear, you've got these leaves that are like swords, they're cutting away, sort of like the Archangel Michael, you know, cutting away opposition clearing the way as you go forward, then you will attract, because of that projection, you will attract the perfect people, situations, opportunities to move forward. So it's a pollen essence about really strong male energy. You just walk up with a bowl and shake the plant, and the clouds of golden pollen float off into the bowl. It's a really easy one to make in that regard. Okay, and then topaz, we're talking about the solar plexus, and so again, it's a quartz. It's resonating at that frequency that's talking to the third chakra, and so it's helping to release energy blockages in the third chakra that you may come across them from a symptom of asthma, allergies, hay fever, asthma, those kinds of things, not being able to breathe, not being able to get a good breath. And the other thing about the third chakra is it's the energy distribution chakra for the body. So it is part of the energy field in terms of, it's a real, it kind of goes over into the Chinese medicine understanding of the meridians and how energy is circulated throughout the body via the meridians. Third chakra is a huge center point for the meridian system. But it's the energy distribution, and so if you've got blocks in the third chakra, you're not getting the energy in that you want, and you're not getting it circulated to where you want it to circulate. And it's also helpful for people who are tapped into inappropriate sources of energy. So the most extreme example of that would be parasitic. I'm living off somebody else's energy. We've all maybe met or had a person come in with a little bit of that. A lot of times happens in relationships or in the family situation, and so it's like, no, there's appropriate sources of energy. You want to be energy independent. You want to be not relying upon anybody else for your energy. So this stone helps you resonate and attract those appropriate sources of energy, which of course are universal. And as we've talked about in the morning, earth energy. Everybody's got their own source, conduit, access to earth energy, to spiritual energy, to life force energy. So 3 different aspects of the third chakra.